coming up on Sports Night.
My former school, Indiana University, comes into town.
The women's team cruises past the Wisconsin Badgers on Sunday in dominating fashion.
And you'll see which soccer players got drafted into the big leagues.
Welcome to Sports Night. My name is Ethan Fore alongside Ryan Coleman, and we have a spectacular show for you tonight.
Spectacular indeed. The Oscar nominations just came out, and while I can't promise our show is Oscar-worthy, or Emmy, I guess, I can promise one thing. It's Sports Night right now. Well, Ethan, the Oscar nominations came out this past week, and there are some good ones. What movie do you think is going to win Best Picture?
I've seen about 5 of them, 4 or 5, and I think it's going to be A Star Is Born. I can't remember the last time I was moved so much in the theater.
Okay, no spoilers, no spoilers. I haven't seen all of them, but the one that I am rooting for is Black Panther. And speaking of award-winning performances, the men's basketball team traveled to New Jersey on Friday to face off against the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers. Let's see how they did. In Rutgers Athletic Center, there's Vic Law, the captain and leader of this team. To start off the game, Rutgers hit a 3. They went up early in the first half, but Wildcats came back and tied it up. Ryan Taylor here hits a 3, finished with 14 points on the game. Derek Pardon down low with the layup. He had 17 points and won 28-24. And then we keep going. And it's Pardon down low again with the layup. He had a beast game, 7 rebounds along with those 17 points. And then, is this Barrett Benson hitting a 3? It is! Cats lead 33-26 at half. But Rutgers was not out of it yet. With this 3, they drawled within 3. Oh, excuse me. That was the dunk. And they came within 3. And then Miller Kopp had the turnover, missed the layup, but Anthony Gaines was there for the putback. Oh, baby, what a dunk. And then Ryan Taylor ices the game here with his 3. Cats win 65-57.
With Big Ten Conference play in full swing, the Cats needed to keep the momentum going with a win over Indiana to stay in the hunt for a spot in the tournament. Were the Cats able to defend home court on Tuesday? Let's find out. Cats getting ready for the Hoosiers, and early on, freshman phenom Romeo Langford finishes through traffic, 4-2 Hoosiers lead. On the other end, Anthony Gaines says, "I can do that exact same thing, Romeo," 5-4 Hoosiers. Down low, potential all-Big Ten forward Jawan Morgan uses some nifty footwork and gets the tough layup, 10-4 Hoosiers. Following a couple Miller Kopp misses, Derek Pardon rises to the heavens and throws down a monster slam. With under 6 minutes in the half, A.J. Turner finds Anthony Gaines, who swings it back over to Turner, who finds Aaron Falzone, who cashes in the 3, 20-16 Hoosiers. A little bit later, though, Anthony Gaines drives baseline and makes a tough layup. Cats lead 21-20. And if some is good, more is better. Falzone knocks down another 3, 28-24 at the half. And from the wing, Ryan Taylor knocks down a mid-range jumper. And now the Cats have really found their stroke as Vic Law hits another 3. Cats lead by 9. But Indiana would not go away that easily. Romeo Langford drains it from the wing, and the Cats only lead by 4 late. But the Wildcats had just enough as another Falzone 3 lands, and they hang on to win.
Led by Aaron Falzone's 6 3-pointers, the Northwestern Wildcats were able to take down the Indiana Hoosiers here at Welsh Ryan Arena 73-66. And listen, this was the game of Aaron Falzone. He scored 21 points, and this was the first time that he had scored over 20 since his freshman year, and he's a junior right now. So Derek Pardon also helped out in this one, though, adding 17 points of his own. And the Cats were also able to shut down one of the top NBA draft prospects in Romeo Langford, giving him 12 points only for this game. So behind Northwestern's defense and Aaron Falzone's 21 points, the Cats were able to make it 2 in a row, and they'll look to build on this one against Wisconsin this upcoming Saturday.
Joining me now on the desk is the Daily Northwestern, Andrew Goldens. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
First of all, I mean, the Wildcats looked pretty good in these past 2 games. 2-game win streak is a win streak, kind of. What did they do right?
I think earlier in the season they struggled with Vic Law. I think that when he wasn't producing, they didn't have anybody offensively who they could rely on. I think in the past 2 games, Ryan Taylor stepped up, and then against Indiana, Aaron Falzone stepped up. I think they're just coming up with other options to score offensively when Vic Law isn't producing for them.
And I mean, we don't have the best record, but this season is far from over. What do the Cats need to do to keep winning these tough Big Ten matchups?
Well, I think that if they have a big game against Wisconsin this weekend, if they can beat Wisconsin, I think they have a really good chance to carry that momentum moving forward to the rest of the season. I think they have a great opportunity to win a lot of games down the stretch. I think they have a very favorable schedule. I think if they just keep putting these great games together, I think they have the potential to really be successful and make the tournament.
And finally, I mean, I don't mean to jinx anything, knock on wood, but what are the odds of Northwestern dancing in March? And is there a key player, or what's the key to getting them there?
I think Vic Law has to stay healthy. I think that he's struggled the past couple of games, battling a lower body injury. But I think if Vic Law can really step up and return to the first half form that we saw from him, I think he has an opportunity to help Northwestern go back to the tournament in March.
Well, that would be good news. I would love to see that. Thank you so much for joining, Andrew. For more of his work, you can visit the Daily Northwestern's website.
We're taking a short break, but don't fret. When we come back, we'll have women's basketball highlights, a score update from Lincoln, and an inside look at Northwestern's success in the NWSL draft.
At Northwestern, we're Wildcats in every way.
Go Northwestern, break right through that. With our colors flying, we will cheer you all to go. Go you Northwestern, fight for the sweet victories, for the fame of our fair name, and go Northwestern, win that game. Go Cats!
At Northwestern University, we are pioneering innovation and achieving excellence across every imaginable discipline. At Northwestern University, the possibilities are endless.
Now, Ethan, I gotta ask, why do you have a spoon there?
Well, I'm just hungry for some highlights. Let's dig in.
The women's basketball team faced off against the Badgers of Wisconsin in the Welsh Ryan Arena on Sunday afternoon. And let me tell you, Palace sat on her throne in this game. The Wildcats ready to host the Badgers in an all Under Armour matchup. But the Badgers came out clawing first as Nia Beverly hits the runner to put them up 6-2 early. Jordan Hamilton, though, slashes to the basket for the contested layup. Cats still trail 15-9. After her initial miss here, Palos Kunai Akpana doesn't give up, shows she is the queen of the paint, and gets the putback to go. Cats lead 28-17 at the break. But the Badgers wouldn't give in. Marsha Howard is able to convert through traffic and get the and one basket right there. But then on the other end of the court, Jordan Hamilton puts the defenders on skates with this lethal crossover and drains it. Cats finding their groove now as guard Birdie Galernick finds her spot and cashes it. 46-34 Cats. If some is good, more is better, right? Kunai Akpana here finishes inside through contact. And I mean, you get the idea, right? The Cats were piercing the Badger defense left and right. Lindsey Polium hits the pull-up from the wing. Cats on cruise control. And then last but not least, certainly, our very own Abby Wolf gets position inside and finishes the easy layup. The Cats stroll easily to a 72-46 victory.
Right now, the Cats are playing in Lincoln, Nebraska, and they are down 6-4 with 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. And we're now joined by our very own Pat Timlin. Pat, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Ethan.
So, Pat, we just saw those Wisconsin highlights, and you were on the call for WNUR Sports. How were the Cats able to dominate so much on Sunday?
Well, the Cats won that game like many great teams win games, and that's with defense. And it all started in that second quarter when the Cats held Wisconsin to just 2 points. And that was really the tide shifting in the game as the Cats were able to go on a very big run away with about a double-digit lead, and it was rooted in their ability to force turnovers. They finished the game with an astounding 5 blocks, and 3 of them came from Pallas Kunai Akpana. And most of those turnovers led to points on the other end. And when your team gets out and running, and it really frustrates the other team when they can't get their offensive sets going, and that's what put the Cats in their position to win and dominate Wisconsin the entire game on Sunday.
It's clear that Lindsey Polium and Pallas Kunai Akpana are the go-to scorers for this team. What makes them so dynamic, and what impact do they bring to the floor?
Well, what makes them both so dynamic is that they can score in isolation, but they can also score working off of each other. Pallas Kunai Akpana is one of the best offensive rebounders in the Big Ten, as she has no regard for any other player on the court when she's getting a rebound. It's nothing personal, it's just business for her. And she does a great job of going right back up. And a lot of big men and post players struggle with that, but Pallas doesn't. Lindsey Polium, on the other hand, is great coming off ball screens and going into open lanes to get layups underneath or a jumper in the middle of the court. And they feed off each other on the fast break. Pallas Kunai Akpana is one of the best post players in the Big Ten at running down the court and going on the break. And that leads into great points for the Cats, and it showed on Wisconsin.
They sure were fun to watch that game. At 4-3 in conference play and 11-7 overall, the Cats sit tied for 5th in the Big Ten. Is there any hope for a March Madness run? And if so, what do they need to do to see their name on Selection Monday?
Well, I think if you look at the schedule right now and how the Cats are performing, there's definitely a chance for the Cats to have a big run and go to March Madness. But it starts with winning games like the one they have tonight in Lincoln, Nebraska, and the one they have coming up against Illinois. Those are 2 teams that are 500, sub-500 teams, and beating those teams are what you need to put on your resume, that you take care of business. But then the key marquee resume matchups are like the ones that they have coming up in February, with road games against Maryland and Minnesota, teams that are 8 games above 500. And that makes a statement to the selection committee and really shows them that Northwestern is for real this year.
Pat, it's always a pleasure when you're on our show. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Ethan.
If you want to check out more from Pat, you can find more at WNURsports.com or right here on Sports Night.
A few soccer players are making it big in the big leagues. Our own Jenny Haskell has more.
The Northwestern women's soccer program had a lot of firsts in the past 4 years. Their first ever Big Ten championship, their first time qualifying for the NCAA tournament for 4 consecutive years. And now, to add on to that list, the first members of the team were drafted to the National Women's Soccer League. Wildcat seniors Kayla Sharples, Marissa Vigiano, and Hannah Davison are officially taking their talents to the next level. Hard work and determination led 3 Northwestern women's soccer players to live out their dream, selection in the 2019 NWSL draft.
You know, going in, you never know if you're going to get drafted, so you're very nervous and you hope for the best, and luckily for us 3, the best happened.
With the 8th pick in the 3rd round of the 2019 NWSL College Draft, the Chicago Red Stars select Kayla Sharples from Northwestern University.
Kayla Sharples was the first player in program history to be selected. She scored 9 goals in her career, many assisted by teammate Marissa Vigiano.
With the 3rd pick in the 4th round of the 2019 NWSL College Draft, the Orlando Pride select Marissa Vigiano from Northwestern University.
Figiano was selected to Orlando and will train among the likes of U.S. superstar Alex Morgan and Brazilian legend Marta.
These are players that I've grown up watching, and the fact that I get to train with them, it's going to be so incredible.
And Hannah Davison would complete the trifecta.
With the 6th pick in the 4th round of the 2019 NWSL College Draft, the Chicago Red Stars select Hannah Davison from Northwestern University.
Hannah and Kayla will be reunited with head coach Rory Dames, the duo's high school coach at Eclipse Soccer Club. And as she moves to professional soccer, Hannah believes that the NU program is headed in the right direction.
I'm excited to be coached by Rory again. He has a history of a winning record, and he's a great coach. We've gone to him for advice throughout our college careers. I think we're a team that recently has found success over the last 4 years, but it's going to continue to climb, and we're going to be in the Elite Eight and Final Fours and competing for national championships and more Big Ten championships. So I would definitely say this is the place to be.
Kayla, Marissa, and Hannah are the first players from the Northwestern women's program to enter the best league in the world. And with their leadership, there's no doubt that they have left the program better than they found it.
I'll say that.
Coming up after the break, our very own Miles Miller takes us through a day in the life at NFL Network.
At Northwestern, we're Wildcats in every way.
Northwestern break right through that. With our colors flying, we will cheer you all to go. Go you Northwestern, fight for victory, sweet victory, for the fame of our fair name, and go Northwestern, win that game. Go Cats!
At Northwestern University, we are pioneering innovation and achieving excellence across every imaginable discipline. At Northwestern University, the possibilities are endless.
Welcome back, everybody. You know, Ethan, on this day in 1927, Alfred Hitchcock released his first movie, The Pleasure Garden, and I haven't seen that one, but I gotta say, I think the best Alfred Hitchcock movie is The Birds.
You know, I have to disagree with you there. I think it's Rear Window. That movie is just a classic.
Yeah, I mean, they're both pretty good, but I watched The Birds as a kid, and that was like my introduction to good film and movies, so it's just a nostalgia thing, you know?
I do know. And while Hitchcock didn't have any movies about tennis, it's okay because we have some footage. First up, though, wrestling. If you like college wrestling, there is no better place to look than the Big Ten. The conference features 6 teams in the top 10 and 10 teams in the top 25. And on Sunday, the Cats played host to the 7th-ranked Minnesota Golden Gophers. Northwestern's redshirt sophomore Sebastian Rivera is the #1 ranked 125-pound wrestler in the country. However, he did not wrestle as his opponent forfeited. Ryan Deacon, another Wildcat redshirt sophomore, is ranked #3 in the country at the 157-pound division. Deacon beat #7 ranked Steve Blessey with the score of 9-4. Finally, in the heavyweight division, the Wildcats' #19 ranked Conan Jennings had his hands full against the #1 ranked heavyweight in the country, Gable Stevenson. Jennings would lose to Stevenson, and the Cats would lose to Minnesota overall, 29-12. The Cats take on #4 ranked Iowa next Sunday.
Over on to men's tennis, Northwestern fell to Vanderbilt 5-2 on Friday afternoon at the Brown Lee O'Curry Jr. Tennis Center. On the bright side, though, Nicholas Brooks and Simon Bratholm secured their second win of the season in doubles play. First-year Trice Pickens tallied the Wildcats' second point of the day, defeating Vanderbilt's worst in an 8-4 superset. The Wildcats wrapped up their doubleheader weekend at NC State, where Northwestern fell to the Wolfpack 4-0. It was a tough weekend for the Cats, who weren't able to take home a single set against the Wolfpack of NC State. After the match, though, junior Chris Efron said that the biggest key for the team is winning more points in important moments, which has been a struggle all season for the Wildcats. The Cats will be back on the court Friday, January 25th, where they will take on Alabama at 6 p.m. in Tuscaloosa.
After kicking off 2019 at the Miami Invite in Coral Gables, Florida, the women's tennis team had their home opener against UIC. Could the Cats take care of business at home? Roll the tape. The Cats had a strong showing in doubles with a 6-0 win by Clarissa Hand and Lee Orr at number 1. And here against Layla Kolik, Clarissa serves too much for Kolik as she can't return. And then she got an ace later to give her the game. And then Clarissa here wins the match on a quick rally, finishing 6-1, 6-3. Lee Orr would join the winning party, matching up against Lucy Proz-Chakova at number 3. She would slam it home to win there, and then after a quick rally, Proz-Chakova could not return. Lee Orr wins 6-2, 6-0. And then number 2, Julie Byrne, would not be left out, winning her match against Karina Behel 6-1, 6-1. The Wildcats would hold UIC scoreless, finishing the match 7-0.
Here in Medill, students go on 1 quarter-long internship at an established journalism brand across the country. It's also known as journalism residency. Our very own Miles Miller gives us a tour of his time at the NFL Network.
Hey guys, it's Miles Miller. I'm out here in beautiful Los Angeles, California for my JR. Today I'm going to show you guys what it's like to work for NFL Network. Stay tuned. I am approaching the offices of NFL Network. Walking into the building. These are the sideline studios. This is the building that I work in the original content department. Lovely little setup we have here. You can see the wall of helmets. My little area, my desk where I sit for most of the day. And as you can see, got all the snacks you'll ever need. So hit me up if you guys need any snacks. All right, so it's about 5:30 p.m. local time. I'm right outside one of our studios because I'm going to record a narration for a piece that I'm producing with NFL on-air reporter Steve Weish. So hopefully that's pretty good.
Yeah. I still get Englewood.
And then, yeah, and everything that we
students heard firsthand what accounts of what it's like to work for the league.
Okay.
The South by Southwest Conference is HBCU.
We're going to take one last break, but when we come back, it's the best part of our show, Plays of the Week, and I can promise you, you won't want to miss them.
At Northwestern, we're Wildcats in every way.
Go Northwestern, brave. We will cheer you all the go. Go you Northwestern, fight for victory, sweet victory, spread for the fame of our fair name, and go Northwestern, win that game. Go Cats!
At Northwestern University, we are pioneering innovation and achieving excellence across every imaginable discipline. At Northwestern University, the possibilities are endless.
Spoon Man, come together with your
Cole.
hands, save me.
We are live.
Well, sorry for that, but we are running down to the final seconds of the show, but it's the greatest seconds of them all, unless you thought that the singing was there?
It wasn't quite as great as the "It's Not Your Fault" scene in Good Will Hunting, but it was okay. Let's roll plays of the week. Coming in at number 3, Anthony Miller Kopp dribbles down the floor, and Anthony Gaines with a strong putback dunks to put the Cats up 41-36.
Coming in at number 2, Jordan Hamilton does some crisscross Appleby sauce on her defender and then makes that lovely jump shot.
And our number 1 play of the week is who else but Aaron Falzone. He was on fire on Tuesday, as you see here, hitting another 3. He scored 21 points, and he was the star of the night.
Well, Ethan, as we come to our final seconds, I got to give a shout out to sports media history. This day in 1950, Jackie Robinson signed the biggest deal of the time with the Dodgers at $35,000.
It's a little bit less than the $55 million A.J. Pollock made today, and I would say that Jackie Robinson is a slightly bigger name than A.J. Pollock, so tells you a little bit about the times.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, $35,000 now is only like $300,000, so I mean, it just really speaks to how far media has advanced, and I got to give a shout out to Wendell Smith. People don't know him, but he was Jackie Robinson's beat writer and ghostwriter, and I just think that not a lot of people know about him.
Yeah, that's true. He is a forgotten man, and shouldn't be.
Yeah, indeed. Well, thank you so much for watching our show. Don't worry, our beautiful faces will be on some other time. I'm sure you've enjoyed it as much as I have. For Ethan Fore, I'm Ryan Coleman. This is Sports Night. Tune in next week. Roll Cats.
Oh boy.